Meta and the ambition beyond human intelligence. But before we start the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news about Mark Zuckerberg. In recent months, Meta has made its most ambitious intentions unmistakably clear. The company is no longer satisfied with building tools that assist humans. Its stated objective now points towards something far more radical: the pursuit of artificial intelligence systems capable of matching and eventually surpassing human cognitive abilities. This shift places Meta at the center of a rapidly intensifying global race toward what many experts describe as superintelligence. Mark Zuckerberg has framed this pursuit not as a distant science fiction concept, but as a long-term strategic necessity. According to Meta's leadership, advanced artificial intelligence will define the next technological era in the same way mobile computing and social networks defined the last 2 decades. From this perspective, failing to lead in AI development would mean surrendering relevance, influence, and economic power to competitors who are willing to invest aggressively and accept substantial risk. Meta's recent actions reinforce this narrative. The company has committed tens of billions of dollars toward AI research, infrastructure, and talent acquisition. Massive data centers optimized for AI workloads are being constructed at unprecedented scale. Specialized chips, energy-intensive computing clusters, and global research teams are no longer side projects. They are now central pillars of the company's future. This level of investment signals that Meta views artificial general intelligence not as an experiment, but as an eventual outcome. At the core of this effort is the belief that human-level intelligence is not a fixed boundary. Meta's research divisions argue that intelligence emerges from scale. More data, more parameters, more compute, and more refined training techniques. Under this model, what separates current AI systems from human reasoning is not a fundamental limitation, but an engineering challenge. Solve the challenge and the boundary dissolves. However, this ambition raises profound questions. Unlike previous technological shifts, AI systems that rival human cognition would not merely change how people communicate or consume information. They would challenge long-standing assumptions about creativity, labor, decision-making, and authority. A system capable of autonomous reasoning at or above human level would blur the line between tool and actor, a distinction that modern societies are not yet prepared to manage. Meta's framing of superintelligence also reflects a strategic recalibration. After years of emphasizing the metaverse as its defining vision, the company has now repositioned AI as the foundation upon which all future platforms will be built. Virtual worlds, social experiences, content moderation, advertising, and even governance systems are increasingly described as AI-driven environments. In this sense, superintelligence is not an isolated goal. It is the engine meant to power Meta's entire ecosystem. Critically, Meta presents this pursuit as both inevitable and competitive. Other technology giants are moving quickly, and the narrative of a race is no longer rhetorical. Leadership in advanced AI carries geopolitical, economic, and cultural consequences. Companies that reach breakthroughs first will shape standards, ethics, and deployment frameworks. From Meta's standpoint, opting out is not neutrality, it is surrender. Yet even within this official posture, uncertainty remains. Building systems that exceed human intelligence introduces risks that extend beyond product failures or financial loss. Errors, misalignment, or misuse at such scale could amplify harm rather than efficiency. While Meta publicly emphasizes safety research and responsible deployment, critics argue that the speed and scale of investment may outpace society's ability to regulate or fully understand the technology being created. What is clear is that Meta has crossed a threshold. The company is no longer experimenting at the edges of artificial intelligence. It is openly declaring participation in a race that could redefine what intelligence itself means. Whether this ambition leads to transformation, disruption, or unintended consequences remains unresolved, but the direction has been set. As Meta accelerates its pursuit of superintelligent systems, the implications extend far beyond corporate competition. The development of artificial intelligence that rivals or surpasses human cognition would represent a structural shift in how societies function, how economies operate, and how power is distributed. This is not merely a technological upgrade, it is a redefinition of capability itself. One of the most immediate consequences would be the transformation of labor. Systems capable of advanced reasoning, creativity, and autonomous decision-making would disrupt industries previously considered resistant to automation. Professions built on analysis, strategy, design, and even scientific research could be reshaped or partially replaced. While Meta emphasizes productivity gains and human-AI collaboration, the pace of change raises concerns about adaptation, workforce displacement, and inequality between those who control advanced AI and those who depend on it. Beyond economics, governance emerges as a critical challenge. Superintelligent systems would inevitably influence decision-making processes, whether through optimization algorithms, predictive models, or autonomous agents operating at scale. Determining who is accountable when such systems fail or succeed in unintended ways remains an unresolved problem. Existing regulatory frameworks were not designed for entities that can reason, learn, and act faster than human institutions. Meta has acknowledged these risks in principle, highlighting investments in AI safety, alignment research, and ethical oversight. However, critics argue that safety measures remain secondary to competitive pressure. In a global race, restraint can be perceived as vulnerability. This dynamic creates a paradox. The very competition that drives innovation may also discourage the caution required to manage unprecedented power responsibly. There is also a cultural dimension to consider. Intelligence has long been a defining human trait, shaping identity, authority, and value. The emergence of machines that rival or exceed human cognition challenges these foundations. Questions about creativity, authorship, and originality become increasingly complex when artificial systems can generate ideas, solutions, and narratives indistinguishable from human output. Society must confront whether intelligence alone should remain the benchmark of value, or whether new definitions are required. From a geopolitical standpoint, leadership in superintelligence could reshape global influence. Nations and corporations that control advanced AI infrastructure may gain disproportionate leverage over information flows, economic systems, and security capabilities. This concentration of power heightens the stakes of Meta's ambition, transforming corporate strategy into an issue of international significance. Despite these uncertainties, Meta's position is clear. The company views the pursuit of superintelligence not as a choice, but as an inevitability shaped by technological momentum. In this framing, the critical question is no longer whether such systems will exist, but who will build them first and under what values. Meta aims to be among those defining the outcome rather than reacting to it. The race toward superintelligence has no visible finish line. Progress will arrive in stages, not declarations. Yet each advancement will further narrow the gap between human and machine capability. Meta's investments ensure it will remain a central actor in this transformation, for better or for worse. Ultimately, the pursuit of intelligence beyond human limits forces a reckoning. It demands that innovation be matched by responsibility, ambition by foresight, and speed by reflection. Whether Meta and its competitors can balance these forces will determine not only the future of technology, but the shape of human society itself.